Hey, what's up, everybody? Time for another game theory sort of video. If you like the videos, like, sub, the comment, share, support the channel if you want. I appreciate it. Thanks. We're going to talk a little bit of shit about the Dragon Ball Fighter Z community too, because I just saw, I have some screenshots that I just have been too lazy to get around to, but are kind of humorous. But as we look over this Twilight seascape pasture with Pikachu, reminiscing about Dragon Ball Fighter Z and how the game is basically dead and the horizon of sparking zero to come. I just want to talk about Dragon Ball Fighter Z again. What I would have done for a final DLC, right? And you get 6 characters for a DLC, and who I would have put in the game, right? And no Orange Piccolo doesn't fucking count because Orange Piccolo doesn't count. Beast Gohan doesn't count. These characters are too new. You know what I mean? I don't even. Beast Gohan, what move does he have? He like punched. He did a punch, a kick, and then he did like the super electric Masenko thingy jiggy, right? Masenko Sapo. What? I don't know the fuck it's called. Fuck these characters. There's characters that should have already been in the game, right? And to talk about that, so my 6 characters, and I'll say 5 are pretty set in stone. 6th one, a little bit iffy, right? And when I talk about characters that should have been put in the game, right? I think about it has to be interesting, right? In a game that is already so homogenized, you have to like have a character with some kind of gimmick that throws a different spin on it, right? So,
Oh, Jesus, Bob, you're not even trying. It's just a fucking pee-pee.
it's not a PP, Pikachu.
Well, what is it?
We're not going to talk about that. But anyway, so the 6 characters I would have put in Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Oh, Jesus, Bob, it's a pee-pee.
So, one, you want to put in character first of all, Omega Shenron. Why the fuck is Omega Shenron not in the game? Right? Omega Shenron, he's got spikes and that looks like Omega Shenron. I don't know why Omega Shenron is not in the game. I think that's a huge drop ball. I guess that's, you know what? People could say Clayton did get one thing wrong about Dragon Ball Fighter Z. Omega Shenron was not in the game. I can't believe he's not in the game. It's actually almost kind of pathetic, and it's like, it almost makes me wonder if we will ever get like an actual honest conversation about like the designers. Why was a character like not Omega Shenron not in the game? It just makes no sense. Was it like a higher up said don't put him in the game? Anyway, point is, you know what? There should have been another character that has like some kind of Dragon Ball mechanic, can get Dragon Balls, you know what I mean? Just like the Gogeta, whatever. And you could have added something else. Maybe he gets stronger, his moves get better with Dragon Balls. Something else. He should have been in the game. You know? I also said I would have put in the Dr. Gero, that's how he looks. And Fat Android. You could have done something silly with those guys. Make them just like 17 and 18, whatever it was. How they're kind of a tag team. Dr. Gero is the main guy. Fat Android is like the assist. And I would have put in, because I've said, I said this before, there should have been something like this in the game. They should have had a few characters, or at least a couple characters, that instead of having to reflect, give them just a vacuum cleaner assist, or give them a vacuum cleaner reflect, so they can suck in fireballs, right? Maybe they don't get to reflect attacks, but they can suck in fireballs, right? And just because, like, as well, I said if I was actually designing the game and I were to rebalance it, I would have made all these beams better, fireballs better, with, more block damage, all this kind of stuff. This would actually put a different spin on the meta, because then you could have had characters like this are potentially important, because guess what? The now more amplified zoning of the game does not work versus this character. These characters, maybe they can't reflect normal attacks. It's kind of like you're taking one for the other. But guess what? When we're talking about fireballs and beams, they are amazing, right? And that's healthy for a game. That's a gimmick. And just like that as well, I would have put in Android 17, the Super 17, right? Oh, this guy, he's like buff and wait, isn't he like half bald? He's like half bald now, but with long hair. Android 17. Android 17 is also another vacuum cleaner, right? He can suck up stuff. He doesn't have like a regular fucking reflect, but he has vacuum cleaner reflect. Give him some of his own moves, right? I think that would be interesting. It puts like a different spin on the meta that you have. And and I talk about putting weird things in tag team games because I've said this before. Me personally, I actually don't really care about tag team games, right? I've said many times before, I just have the ability to, I can look at games and predict how they're going to work. And I still enjoy combos in tag team games. But generally speaking, I don't actually care to play tag team games. Do you know what I mean? But the one thing that is great about a tag team game is it gives you the excuse. It gives you the fucking opportunity to put in wacky shit that would never fucking work in just a one versus one game, right? And now this isn't to say that one versus one games are, even 1v1 games are too homogenized nowadays, right? You know what I mean? Again, look at a game like Super Turbo, how different characters are in that game, how different strengths of characters are still very powerful in the meta. Again, Fireball Dragon Punch with Sagat, guess what? That's a top tier strategy, let's say. Guess what? Balrog, no Fireball Dragon Punch, guess what? He's still a top tier character, and they're both important in the meta, right? So you do not need homogenization in a game to have two different aspects of something that can be powerful in a meta, right? But in a tag team game, you have even more excuse to put in this wacky shit because to compensate for something being on such a different end of the spectrum of wacky, you can have something to, again, compensate, balance it out. You can have these different team synergies, right? Besides that as well, I would have put in Dabura. I don't know why Dabura is not in the game, right? Dabura, he's what does Dabura look like? I don't know. Dabura's a fucking. Does Dabura have long hair? I don't remember. He's red though, right? He's a vampire. Dabura and Bobbity. Bobbity is. That looks like Bobbity.
Oh, Bob, just go back to drawing peepees.
All right. So we have Bobbity right there. Dabura and Bobbity, you know what? Again, another kind of, you could have another character with like some weird kind of assist things. Bobbity, can spit on you and jizz on you and you freeze, whatever. That seems like another character that could have been put in the game with some weird gimmicks. And again, because the game is so homogenized, you need these kind of like wacky characters to make it feel like they're worth it, right? Fifth character, and especially when we're talking about gimmicks, is I said before, I actually think you could make Raditz kind of cool, right? And my idea for Raditz, look at Raditz, his little tail. Oh wait, Raditz is bald with a tail too, right? I don't remember. Fuck, he's got a tail though.
Well, just give him a peepee, Bob. Fuck your art.
Okay, he's got a big BBC. So Raditz, what would a gimmick with Raditz be, right? And this is such, I know it's an amazing idea. I'm so amazing at all of this shit, right? What would a gimmick for a character like Raditz be, right? Guess what? He has this like little scouter thing, right? I've said before, right? Maybe he has a scouter special move where if for a normal scouter move, say it takes, a half second to do, like it's like, and he locks on you. It's not like instant or something, right? Whenever you do a scouter move, guess what? That gives him a free automatic counter to your vanish or something like that, right? Now imagine no, actually think about what I'm saying. This shit's gonna sound really fucking weird, but it works if you actually think about it, right? Think about how important vanishing is in the meta of Dragon Ball FighterZ. It's a foundational concept just of fucking combos in the game. So what if Raditz had a couple scouter moves, but his regular scouter move, right, when you put it on, guess what? Now, after you've done this special move, if ever the opponent vanishes, no matter what, if you're in hit stun or anything like that, Raditz automatically teleports behind you and he hits you and he kicks you, right? Like just like he does in the fucking anime, right? He's like, oh, like I don't remember what he said. It's been so long since I've seen Dragon Ball, but I just remember that. Like he turns around. I think there's a move similar to this even in that Zenkai Battle Royal, if I recall correctly. But just think about this, a game like such a foundational aspect of fucking Dragon Ball fighters, you know what I mean? So guess what? Now, whenever you verse a character like Raditz, you're like, fuck, I can't vanish during my combo if he has this move stocked up. Because if ever I try to vanish during my B&B, he automatically teleports behind me and he hits me as a vanish and then he gets to combo me. Such a fucking simple gimmick that could make such a different strategy to play him. And guess what? His super scouter move, like for a super, guess what? You know who he has that move? It's called like Double Sunday, where he fucking shot a laser beam at Piccolo and he shot a laser beam at Goku. Guess what? His super scouter move, you know how we talked about the androids earlier, but 17 and 18. 17 and 18, they have that one EX, is it 17 comes out, and he's like, if you call an assist, I'm actually automatically going to shoot a laser beam at you. Well, guess what? Raditz's super scouter move, guess what? If you ever call the assist, no matter where Raditz is, he teleports behind you and he shoots the double Sunday at both you and the assist. Boom. Give him, it's Dragon Ball Fighter Z, so there's going to be some homogenization. But look at those two gimmicks I just gave. Guess what? That's a gimmick that we've already established, a gimmick that would not work in a non-tag team game. We have a gimmick that is appreciating, respecting the lure of the character and the few actual unique moves that he has, right? And now you have an actual strategy against this fucking character because he's different. You're like, oh, fuck, well, if he has a scouter stocked, I have to be careful. I don't want to do a vanish during my B&B now because he has it stocked up. Oh, fuck, well, if he's done the super scouter, now I got to be careful about it calling my assist because guess what? He can automatically teleport behind, then it happens automatically, and he shoots a laser beam at both of us. Boom. Automatically interesting character, dude. And final character, excuse me, and this one, you can put in your own thing. I would put in either, oh God, and this one I'm kind of like iffy on. I would either say Bulma, let's say Bulma or Turles. Oh yeah, he's got Goku there. Bulma or Turles. There you go. And I say that because Turles, I think you could actually do a weird gimmick with him with his like tree of fruit or some shit like that. He could have some mechanic where he can make his teammates stronger. He could make himself stronger. At least I could theorize some kind of gimmick playing into him. In Bulma, maybe if Bulma, just because I think there should be another character with the Dragon Ball mechanic. So you could have like a Omega Shenron, Gogeta, Bulma team where they get Dragon Balls. You know what I mean? I think that would be healthy for the meta. Maybe if Bulma is in like a fucking robot suit. I don't know. I'm a bit iffy on that, but again, I'm just thinking you could actually do a real gimmick with that, and that might be kind of fun. Again, fuck Taipon. People ask for Taipon. Taipon has no fucking moves. You have to make up moves for him. You'd have to make up a gimmick. It doesn't make any sense. Fucking people ask for Pikkon. Pikkon has a flaming fucking fireball. Okay, he's a flamer. I get it. Flaming Piccolo. He has no moves, right? You're going to have to make up something for him, right? Again, Orange Piccolo, Beast Gohan, these characters are too new. They don't even count. But these characters, Omega Shenron, another Dragon Ball character, or Ball character, seems like an easy gimmick you could give. Goes with Gogeta. You could have actual teams that are dedicated to trying to get Dragon Balls. Have another Android team, make it a vacuum team. They have that weird vacuum gimmick for the meta because of how I said I would try to twiddle with the game anyway. Android 17, Super 17, another suck you up character. Healthy for the meta, give them some stuff. Dabra and Babidi, you give them some gimmicks, and the Raditz thing I think is actual fucking genius, as I said.
And what about the pee-pee, Bob? It's not a pee-pee. Yes, sir. Fuck you.
And finally, just to show this off, I just thought this was funny. Oh God, did you see this? Am I ever going to get an apology from any of these Dragon Ball guys now that Dragon Ball Fighter Z is dead? I just remember I look back at some of these old screenshots, and this guy would go talk to anybody. But it was like, I know proof that Clayton faked all his stuff. He stole all his combos. He didn't actually do them. He stole it from everybody else. And people would be like, well, can you post it? Oh yeah, I have proof. I have to find them eventually. Guess what? No, this guy, he never posted his proof of me being a liar and faking everything I did and stealing it from other people. Guess what? We have these fucking idiots. Man, this motherfucker's still going on. This Ken guy, this is that Weiss Trainings Goat guy. This guy is still going on for years talking shit about people that will defend me. The Weiss Training Mode guy, whatever this guy is, this guy supported multiple people that scammed the community. Sepher, do you remember when this Sepher was, Sepher is canceled now. Sepher had what, 7 fake accounts that people found? Sepher was promoting himself with all these fake accounts to get clout in the community. He faked dying. He had all these donation streams. He lied about me, all this kind of stuff. Ken is part of this overly radical LGBTQ who he encouraged the LGBTQ to not watch my videos and lie about me. And now so many of his LGBTQ friends who scammed the community out of money, guess what? They are canceled. People like Lily, Sepher, all this kind of stuff. And dude, this guy had that stream. Did you see where that guy, he started going crazy when people mentioned me? Don't talk about Clayton, he's evil. And some people in the chat were like, Clayton actually was right about these people. Oh, he just got lucky. Fuck him. This guy's a fucking psychopath, right? And he is still going on. It's 2024. It's like, do you have a mental problem? I must talk shit whenever people say anything good about Clayton. Here I am. Fuck Clayton. Yeah. This guy supported multiple people who lied about me throughout the years. I would not be surprised if this guy was actually making money from it too. Well, obviously, I guess you could say he has been making money from it because he used the LGBTQ himself for his own fucking sick agenda to promote himself while promoting other people who took money from the community, profited off of it, while lying about me and promoting himself is so amazing, right? All these other guys, right? Is that not crazy? It's 2024. We've already shown screenshots of people admitting that I never did any of this stuff to the LGBTQ. I mean, look at the Lily stuff. We could see Lily was messaging me. I mean, Lily fucking changed her story from I was harassing her, which made no sense, to I showed the messages, she was harassing me. She changed her story to, oh, well, actually, I never talked to Clayton. Well, if you never talked to me, then how the fuck did I harass you? You changed your story to now you never talked? Oh, but we're still going to believe that Clayton's evil. Oh, yeah, Clayton has always showed proof that he's the one that did it, everything. He's the one that found all this tech in the community. Let's lie about him. Oh, just like the Team Gohan Discord guys. Oh, yeah, actually, well, they actually even themselves admitted that I never tried to get them to kill themselves or anything like that. Like, how do you get all these guys that have gotten caught lying? And motherfucker, it's 2024 and you are still obsessed with me. You're still even though, I mean, you don't even need the words from my mouth, so to speak. Even all the proof that I've showed that none of this shit happened, guess what? It's still real to this fucking motherfucker. Like, do you realize what a fucking psychopath this guy is? Like, Jesus Christ, dude. Can you imagine if these guys had a real problem? I had to wake up at 8 in the morning today, go back to the hospital, had to cancel my Japan trip. I have real problems, right? I'm in the hospital all the fucking time. Can you imagine if this guy had a real problem? What would he do? Well, I'm sure the first thing he would do would put up a GoFundMe. I would not be surprised, and he would probably steal the money from you. And then guess what? It would probably turn out he's not even sick in the first place, just like his fucking friends that he helped support do that. Anyway. Oh, and then he would say, oh, but Clayton is evil while supporting his GoFundMe. I forgot that. He'd probably say that as well. Remember, if you like the videos, like, subscribe, comment, share, support the channel if you want. I appreciate it. Thanks. The end.